I hope everybody has got access to our RCM. Yeah, they shall overcome, like Okaria. I hope in this case here, everybody has got access to the RCM Excel workbook. Excel workbook. Do we have, all of us, do we have this RCM workbook? The RCM Excel final workbook, do we have it? Do we have it? Do we have it? This is purely something that I've always seen in interviews. For those of you who would want to become finance managers, those of you who would want to become, in this case here, CFOs, like CFO Sylvia, there are things in Excel that you must really be good at. They're available, yes, which is very good. So I want to share this just 1 minute so that all of us can be at par. So I have to close this up. I don't have a problem closing it up. I'm not saving nothing. So then I'll be able to come here and share. So it is RCM, open, then send. So please confirm that you are able to see. Please confirm that you are able to see. Yeah, Patrick has already been able to share it on WhatsApp. Thank you very much, Patrick. And also, it is now on your chat area. It is on your chat area. It is on your chat area. It is on your chat area. I always like making applications for various jobs, even others that I know I may not be wanting, but for purpose of getting exposure and that thick skin for interviews, I always like giving these big job position interviews a shot. Like I remember I applied for CEO Kenya Airways. And I was interviewed. Of course, I never got the job. That's why we are here together with you. All right. But of course, I came out of that particular interview room with lots of experience. I've been able to attend very many CFO interviews, and I can assure you, most guys in this case here, they are not so good in terms of data analysis. And you see, at CFO level, the interviews basically will be about data analysis, make this dashboard, all right? And that is why you'll get most of us, really, we could be very good technically in terms of, for example, IFRSs, tax issues. But when it comes to data analysis, we are poor, and that is why we cannot be able to get some of these senior positions. So then I have something for you, ladies and gentlemen, here, which I would want really to just talk about. Within how many minutes you can mark? You can mark your time there, 20 minutes maximum. Just give me 20 minutes maximum, 20 minutes at most. It can even be within 10 minutes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go to your Excel final workbook. So in this Excel final workbook, I want you to go to the pages. You move around like that, move around like that, move around like that, move around, move around. And then I would want you to open the if function. If function. I hope you are able to see the if function. There is a page here or a worksheet. You know, this is a book. A book has got many pages. We call them sheets. So go to this worksheet called if function. Go to this worksheet called if function. Are we here, ladies and gentlemen? Are we here? Don't eat into my 20 minutes. Don't eat into my 20 minutes. All right. Thank you so much. Now you are a CFO. You can see in this case here, we have people making various amounts of sales. Like Solomon Duta, week 1, week 2, you can see total, he has this. Sinaida Ngao, Uba Hussein, Sidney Letini, Stephen Mungai, you can see Tracy Ida. So you as a manager, you have given a monthly target that these people must make sales of at least 34,000. 34,000. They must make sales of at least what year? 34,000, call it US dollars. All right. So Solomon Nduta has a total sale of 36,245. Is this more than 34,000? Yes. So the goal here has been met. So remember, this could be like 10,000 people. There could be very many. So you can't be able to see. Like, for example, you can see Snyder made sales of 31,475, which is less than 34,000. All right. So then in this case here, we shall use what we call what if functionality. So if functionality, it's a very, very important functionality, ladies and gentlemen. What you need to do is to come on the very first blank cell for this gentleman called Solomon. So once you click this cell, you go to the formula. You know, there are two ways you can do this. Go to the formulas here, click formula. When you click formula, you can see a place where they want us to insert function. You say insert function. When you say insert function, ladies and gentlemen, then you will be able to just type if. You can see up there is if. So once you say if here, of course, you can see it is the blue one, but just go there and say go. So you can see it is if here. Because I want an if, as this person in this case here met the condition. There is a, you know, if is a conditional name, is a conditional word. All right. So then you will be able to come here and say, okay. Now, once in this case here, you say, okay, you can see a dialog box. You can see a dialog box here. So this dialog box, the first thing they want us to do is to put down a logical test. A logical test. And in this case here, in the logical test, we can only be comfortable if this person's sales is more than 34,000 or is more or equal to 34,000, because the hurdle is 34,000. Everybody must be able to jump over the hurdle. Over the hurdle. At the very worst, you stand on top of the hurdle. All right. So the logical test, you'll simply come and pick. We are working with Solomon's figure. So you say this 36,000 should be more. You can see shift should be more or equal to. Should be more or equal to 34,000. You pick like that. Hey, you good students, what do you know about this 34,000 as regards to all these salespeople? This 34,000, is it going to be changing? Is it going to be changing? No. Now I've taught you this thing for over 3 weeks. I'm so sure now you guys are experts. Whenever you get a constant number that will be applied throughout, then we need to lock fully. We need to lock this fully. So how do we lock fully? We introduce the dollars. So that we need to come and say, some computers you say F4 direct, some others you must say function F4 to have the dollars like that. So then we are through now with the logical test. And you can see like the first one, it's already behaving very well. It is telling you that this logical test is right. It's true that this person made sales which are higher than 34,000. Then if this value is true, what do you want Excel to tell you? So if it is true, I simply want Excel to respond by telling me yes. And if it is false, I would want Excel to respond by telling me no. The goal is not met. Once I do that, my friends, I'm through with this. I just need to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, you can see what is happening. Here, the goal has been met because this person sold goods worth 36,245, which is more than this. Then I can come and scroll down. I can come and scroll down like that. You'll be able to see like now, 𝗖𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗘, whose sales was 31,475, is less than the target. Not pretty good. It's below the target. So in this case here, the goal was not met. 33 is below 34. No. 40 is above 34. Yes. These are the kind of analysis that a good CEO or CFO should be knowing. It's called the if condition, that the goal can only be met if your sales is greater or equal to 34,000. There is a condition there. So before I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to know whether there is even a single ninja who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done. Thank you so much, Robert. I can see Robert telling me, Mwalimu, lock That's so nice of you. You're really following what you're doing. Is there any ninja that has been able to do exactly what I've done? Ah, great. I can see what Philip has here. Great. Igamba done. Yes. Ah, great. Great. I can even Samuel in this case, I mean, he's up there. He's finished it. He's finished it. All right. CIA Brighton done. Sonny, you are always happy. You are always hardworking. Wekesa done. Done and dusted. Duncan, great. Ninja successful. Okay, Martin, great. Cherotich Rose, done. Is there anybody who would want Mwalimu to repeat? Anybody who would want Mwalimu to repeat? But first of all, you must be having the Excel sheet. Thank you so much, Samuel. You are a great ninja. You only forgot to mention great chief ninja. You know I'm the chief CPA ninja. Very soon I'll get ISPAC chairmanship. Very soon. Very soon. And I can assure you, I know where the accountants are being injured. Yeah, I mean, I joined late. I'll be able to repeat. Yeah, very good. So Patrick is sharing something there. Yeah, struggling though. Yeah, so I will be able, let me repeat. But before I repeat, Asubuhi, thank you so much. Before I repeat, do we really have this Excel sheet, all of us? I doubt. Let me reshare here. Because if you don't have it, even if I repeat 100,000 times, no, you'll have an issue still. Excel final workbook. All right. So thank you very much. I hope now everybody is able to see this. Yeah. Patrick, you got different answers because you never locked. If you lock, we should be able to get the same answers. If we lock, we shall be able to get the same answer, and I'll be able to show you right now. So now everybody has access to this Excel workbook. Yeah. Everybody now has got access to this Excel. Okay. Great. So then, ladies and gentlemen, you can see what we have here. This is what we call a workbook, big book. So then come straight away here, move around your pages until you get to see what we call until you get to see the if function. It's here, if function. Yeah. Remember, we are the ones who have set the goal for these people. The goal is that their monthly sales must be at least 34,000. 34,000 means that you should be able to sell goods worth exactly 34,000 or more. So then let's come here, the first one, and then you insert a formula. So a formula here, insert function. So don't start in this case here like deleting anything. You simply say you want if, because there is a condition that must be met. So you say if, and then you go and say go. Don't say okay down here, say go. So after you say go, we have gone there already. So come here and say okay, like that. And then now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the logical test. For the first person, we can only say that this person has passed the test if his sales, where are his sales? His sales are here. Sales of Solomon should be greater. So you say shift, and then you see that greater, which is quite close to question mark. Should be greater or equal to the condition set. And this condition B3 that has been set, it's set for everybody. It shall be constant throughout. And if it shall be constant throughout, then I need to come and say function F4 to put the dollars to lock. The moment you lock this, then you'll be okay. And then, ladies and gentlemen, now what you're saying here, after you've finished putting the logical test, you'll come and mention here value if true. What do you want Excel to tell you? If it is true, I would want, in this case here, Excel to tell me, for example, goal met. Goal met. If it is true, it should just tell me goal met. In this case here, if false, I want it to tell me goal not met. Remember, it's upon what I want it to return. All right. It can be true, false. You can even use the words true there and false. All right. Now, once you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you'll simply come and tell me, okay, you can see the first gentleman called Solomon Duta has met. So then come here and autofill this down. You autofill this down like that. So you can see 𝗖𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗖, goal not met. Maybe we should be able to have motivate these people, right? Or even define, in this case here, for example, they may miss out on some bonuses or some commissions for not meeting the threshold. All right. All right. And if I'm the one doing this, if I say Control Z, if I'm the one doing this, what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, I will simply come here and create a table. I will simply come here and create a table. Just click here and then you say Control T. You create a table. Yeah. And this table, remember, you can make it as big as you want. So my table has headers. Yeah, it has headers. Okay. So this table, remember, you can make it as big as you want, like that. Okay. Okay. So then we have this being a table. We have, I would have wished, just a minute. Yeah. So remember now we have in this case here, this huge table here, ladies and gentlemen. No, it doesn't. Oh, very well. So we have this huge table here. No, it doesn't come. It doesn't come the way I wanted it to come. Just give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. There is a way I want it to be. Just a minute. It's misbehaving here. Control Z. One minute. I mean, when you make this a table, it becomes very easy for you. Just a minute, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. It becomes very easy for you. Very easy. All right. So it's if function. Just bear with me for a minute. Great. Okay. All right. So if I come, ladies and gentlemen, here, Just 1 minute. Yeah. So let me repeat. So what am I trying to do here? So we have in this case here our usual table here. We have our usual table here. Okay. So then we have a header. We have a header. Let me first of all expand it. Things misbehaving a bit. We shall overcome. Some of these basic things, they also disappear sometimes, but no worries. I'll be able to crack it as we progress. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have here equals. So equals here, it's not nice to have it here. Let me go home. Okay. All right. So we have here equals. So we have here, it is if. Okay, before I go to the formula, let me first of all come here to this formula where I'm inserting the formula. So insert here, we want the if. So this if, we say straight away go, and then we shall be able to say what here, somebody? Okay. So what do we want? The logical test. The logical test is that Solomon's figure should be more, so shift, or equal to the test value. And the test value is going to be constant for everybody. The test value is going to be constant for everybody. So then this has to be a fold, dollarized. All right. And then once you have done that, then you come here and answer, what value do you want Excel to return if it is true? If it is true. So if it is true, I would want Excel to simply tell me the goal has been met, goal met. And if not true, goal not met, like that. All right. Then come and say in this case here, okay. So you can see, for example, Solomon has been able to meet the goal because Solomon sold goods worth 36,000 and something, which is more than 34. So Solomon is a good ninja. So then come down here and simply do what you scroll, move down. Now, a student is asking here, ladies and gentlemen, what if, for example, we use the formula directly here, the one where we say equals, and then we say if. So it's if, all right, I tab. The logical test, it will be this 36,000 should be more, or equal to, should be more or equal to this 34,000. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this 34,000 has to be locked. So function F4, then we say comma. After logical test, you can see the syntax. You say comma. So if the value exists, give me a yes. But remember, if I'm typing directly on Excel, I can't write yes directly. I must put this in opening quotations. Then I say yes, capital, and then I close. Closing quotation there. All right. So I'm true. If the value is true, I want Excel to tell me yes. Otherwise, I want you to tell me what here, no. So again, the no must be captured within the quotation marks. So I say NO, like that. And then I come and do what here? Close. And then I lock now this. And then I say enter. So you can see the first person has been able to meet the requirement. So then what I need to do here is to come, ladies and gentlemen, here, and then I do what here? I just take this down, like that. So you can see these two gentlemen, they never met the 34,000 thing. So no. 40,000 is more than this. No, you can see this is correct. This is very, very correct now. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether you've been able to pick this, or would you want Mwalimu to repeat? We said only 20 minutes. We said only 20 minutes. Now you can see where we are. Escape. We come back here. So if you want to use the formula, come and say equals. You are saying if, tab, logical test, 36,000. Then we are talking of greater or equal to this. The thing is to know how to lock and when to lock. So function F4. Then you say comma. So value if. So I can come and say yes, comma. And then, of course, value if false, you say no. But again, remember, Excel cannot take no and yes. So come and put these quotation marks very fast here. So put quotation marks. After this end of yes, put a quotation mark there. No, put a quotation mark here. And then closing, put a quotation mark there. And then you put what here, you close like that, enter. Then it will be very good. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, come and pull this through down like that. And then of course, if you're a smart person, you'll be able to come here and go home. When you're at home, you'll be able to come and say conditional formatting. You can come and say highlight cells here, like I taught you yesterday. And I would want to highlight a text that contains, I would want to highlight a text that contains, for example, yes, with this color. Then I say, okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, when I click outside, you'll be able to see the yeses quite fast. And you'll be able to see the no's, which don't have that. If I'm an accountant, an auditor, I must be very good in matters of what year, in matters of conditional formatting. In matters of conditional formatting. So up to here, is there any ninja that has been able to do this pretty fast? Up to here, do we have any ninja that has been able to do it pretty fast? Do we have any ninja that has been able to do this pretty fast? Wait, they're not talking to me, these ninjas. These ninjas are not talking to me. These ninjas are not talking to me. These ninjas are not talking to me for reasons which I do not understand. And the way I've repeated many times, but we shall overcome, right? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. The way I've repeated many times, are expected ninjas to talk to me. I expected ninjas to talk to me. I can't see them talking to me, but we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Great. So are we together? Can I move to something different now? Can I move to something different a little bit? Can I move to something different a little bit? Can I move to something different a little bit? The last section, the last area, the last area. Can I move the last area, ladies and gentlemen? They are not talking to me. They are not talking to me. They are not talking to me. Ah, great. 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 Now, ladies and gentlemen, just allow me to create this table very fast. Oh, I can't. Okay, great. We shall overcome. Now I should be able to check here. We shall overcome. Now, let me just redo this. You see, it's about goal met table. Goal met table. Yeah. So I want to do a table, just a small table going up to here. Eh? So the goal met table, I'll come here, and then I'll be able to just click on this one. So control table. All right. Before I say here that my table has a header, please try to just highlight all the way up to there. Yeah. And then you come and tell us what here my table now has a header. My table has a header. Yeah, you can see now it is capturing to the end. And then I will be able to come and put my logical test here. So this logical test, I can decide here to use the formula. So if I use the formula, I'll come and say insert function. And then remember here, I'll come and say if. So when I say if, don't forget to say go. And then in this case here, come and say, okay. So the logical test, where is my logical test? My logical test is for Solomon, the first ninja here. So this one should be greater or equal to the threshold. The threshold has to be a 4 like that. Then if true, I would want it to give me yes. If not true, I like this table at times because the table you don't have to put those quotation marks. Yeah. So if not true, it is no. And then I'll be able to, the good thing with the table is that once you just say, okay, it does auto population automatically. And this saves your time, especially when you have got so many, like now 1,000 salespeople. It saves quite a lot. So remember what I've done here to create this table. You know, creating a table like out of this is very easy. You simply click inside. But here, goal met. Here you have to be very careful. So enter. So you come here and then you say Control T to create a table. So the trick is don't click this, my table has headers first. Come here and highlight up to where you want. Yeah. Now you can come and say, my table has headers. You can see it's disappearing. You may think you are wrong. And then you say, okay. When you say, okay, you can see it is creating a table to this end. And now once you do that, then you can come and say equals. You can now come and use if. If you like the formulas here like this, if you like this one like that, logical test, it's about Solomon. So 36,000 greater or equal to this 34,000, which has to be a fraud. Which has to be a fraud, comma. Value if true, I want this, yes. If not true, I want no. And then I'll remember very first that this no and the yes must be put on their individual quotation marks. They have to be quoted. They must be quoted. They must be quoted. No. This should be within this. They must be quoted like that. So come and quote this one like that. Takes quite some time doing those quotas. At times I love that table. So once you just click enter, you can see if it's a table, it's giving you guys all the answers at once. You don't have to come and start doing the autofilling. It gives you the answers all at once. So ladies and gentlemen, up to here, are we now comfortable? Are we comfortable? You know, now I'm coming to the end of this training, and then we shall be able to open another Excel training from January. Are we okay now? Great, very comfortable. Great. So please practice that. Have you guys started practicing on your workplace, information? Have you started in this case here working with your data at your workplace? It's very important. I would want to see students in this case here practicing with their own data. Now, the last part of our today's session is here, where you are given data here, and then they want you to look up, very, very important. They want you to give them total expenses by category. Can you kindly tell me what function do you think will I be able to use to get the total expense by this category called the software? Which function do you think? Which function? Mm-hmm. So if it's an interview, I mean, when you tell me, for example, I could just come and click inside here, please forgive me 1 minute. Don't do this. Say Control T. Do I have headers? Yes. And once I do that, you see what they want under category software, under category they want software. Come and do this. Search for software here. For this category, search for software here. You can see software is here. So you say, okay. So you see, once you say, okay, then you are seeing a software. You can come here and say alt equals. You have here 17,215. So in the category called software, all software, you can see, although now if I come and, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. If I come here and say, I don't want this filter. I don't want it clear. Let me see whether anybody who has been able to get that function nicely. Let me see. XLOOKUP, no. XLOOKUP, no. You know, it is total. Total means what here? It's not VLOOKUP, where you interview mnganyoroshwa. Ini some ifs. Ini some ifs or some if alone. Because it's a conditional addition. If you try XLOOKUP, it can't give you this. No. But thanks for trying. So come here and tell us you want, in this case here, some ifs. Some ifs like that. All right. So in this case here, you are able to do what? You are able to tab. So some ifs, you want the sum range. So sum range, in this case here, sum range, where is the sum range? These total expenses here. You can come and click there, highlight all of them. It's Control Shift, highlight down. Go back. All right. Comma. Then you can see they want criteria range. Where do we have? I know this one here will give us a problem. You can see this thing has swallowed something. It has swallowed something. This is very, very bad. So in this case here, allow me to escape and then I start afresh. Now, when I come here and put equals, you can see equals is coming at the middle. When it comes at the middle like that, it's going to really mess you up. So when it comes to the middle like that, you're supposed to come back here home, all right, and ensure that this thing is aligned to the left. It must be aligned to the left. Ensure that it is aligned where? It is aligned to the left. It is aligned to the left. Are you guys able to align yours to the left? Ensure that this is aligned to the left. Because if you don't do that, then what about pivot table? No. Pivot table can as well give you that. It can as well give you that. But for now, it is some ifs. Please listen. Listen. It is some ifs. If you come here, let me perhaps explain using this other table. So if you come here, you've put your cursor there. Come straight away to formula. Insert function. Then you'll be able to say some ifs. Some ifs. Go to. Then you say, okay, I hope somebody's doing it. Right? So where is the sum range? The sum range is here. 2150, Control Shift down. All right? The good thing with this, I don't even have to keep on saying, especially when it's a table, I don't have to lock anything. All right? So after sum range, come and in this case here, say criteria 1. All right? Go back to the beginning. So criteria, ladies and gentlemen, the criteria, remember the criteria was this software. And the software is in the category range. So come to the category range, you move like that. And then what is the criteria itself? So the criteria itself here is software. The criteria here is software, like that. Is software. So then when you come and say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is going to happen when you come and say, okay, okay, we never picked that software thing. We never picked that software thing. In quotes, allow me to repeat here. All right, allow me to repeat here. But the concept here is that we are using some ifs. We must be able to use what we call some ifs. I'm getting an error there. I'll be able to question myself. Why am I getting this error? Ah, great. Now this thing has accepted to do what I wanted. You see, this thing, ladies and gentlemen, should always be, if you want to have a peace, this equal thing should always be left aligned. Should always be here. If it's not there, you always have issues. You always have issues. So let me come back here. I'll use both of them. So we start with equals. All right. So this equals. So we use some ifs. We're using some ifs. So tab there. So from there we have the sum range. I'm using this sum range. All right. So comma. Criteria range. Remember criteria range, where are we? Criteria range, we are under category software. So software, it is here category. So I start from here, shift down. Then we say comma, ladies and gentlemen. From there, the criteria itself. So the criteria itself, there are two ways. You can come here and write the word software inside. You can write here software. Yeah. And then, of course, if you're writing like that, then you must come and put this under quotations. You must put this under quotations like that. And then you should be able to come here and close what here, and then you close bracket, and then you say enter. I'm getting an error again. We shall overcome. Okay, no worries. Is it because of spelling? It can't be because of spelling. Let me repeat again here. So equals, so some ifs. So we have some ifs there, some range. Just a minute. I know why. It's because there is this total here. It's because of this total. So let me come here and eliminate row number 62, control minus. Row number 62, gone. So we start again. So some ifs, we have the sum range. So we start from here, control shift down. Or this table is still expanding itself. No worries, no worries, no worries. Just give me a minute. I show you something. This is very good. Those are the challenges it's because yours does not have that total. There's a total that I used. There's a total which I used, which has a problem. Just a minute. That total is what has brought those issues, those many issues. Escape. Excel is like that. You keep on trying until things work. Great. Let me just again ensure that that total is not there. Yeah. So the total now is not there. The total now is not there. Let me see here. So the total now is not there. Yeah. So then we shall be okay now. We shall be okay. So come to the total expense, ladies and gentlemen. So we say equals. Let me just write first of all anything here. Even if it brings an error, I just want to have anything to enable me align this left. Great. So we start with equals. So we have here some ifs. So some ifs, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be able to come here and pick this up. So some range is here. Now these columns will be exactly matching, right? So we say comma. After that, it is the criteria range. So criteria range, where do we take the, remember it is software. This is the criteria range here. Control shift down, right? Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, we should be able to come and say comma. So after criteria range, if I go back, what is the criteria itself? It is software here. Pick it, close. You say enter like that. So you can see we are getting that 17, 200 what here? 15. All right. Which I was trying to explain the only error that we made there, ladies and gentlemen. If I say equal some ifs, I come and pick the sum range here, control shift down. I say comma, and then I pick the criteria range, which is, let me just go back here, which is from here. Control shift down, all right. Then I say comma, I go back. Then I come and type, open quotations. Then we have here software, capital S. So software, and then we come and do what here? Close brackets. Close brackets. I should be able to get this thing 17, 215. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I can as well use my table, the formula table should be able to work as well, very well. Because when I come here and then I say formulas, I say insert function, all right? I want the sum ifs, all right? Then I should be able to come and say go to. Don't forget to say go to. In this case here, okay. So once this comes up, so the sum range is here, Control Shift down. The criteria range is in my category. So go back here. Remember the criteria here is software, and the software is under category. Remember, first of all, they want the whole range, all of them. So come here, all of them. Then you should be able to come and say Control Shift down arrow. Sorry. What happened there? No. I'm not taking my cursor down. Allow me to go back. So we start with sum range. So sum range, I'm picking this, Control Shift down. Then we come here, criteria range. I'm picking from the very beginning here, criteria range. I'm picking this category range here, down, all right? And then the criteria itself. The criteria itself, ladies and gentlemen, is this software. So click down here, criteria, and then you pick software. And then now you should be able to, you can even see already it has given you the correct answer here, 17 to 15. You say, okay. You will go to an interview, ladies and gentlemen, and these ninjas will ask you for average expense. Average. So click inside here, say equals. You can see it is starting this equals at the middle. It is starting this equals at the middle. So then the very best thing is to come and write anything. You can even write 100 there. Say enter. You see it's coming at the middle. Always try to do what you have to align to the left. So you're aligning it to the left. You simply come here home. And then you can see here left alignment. This one here. You can see it's aligned to the, and then you start now working with your equals. So when you say equals like that, come here. If you're using equals, of course, now you are typing the formula. You want average if. You want average ifs. Average ifs. Always use the plural one. Average ifs, because they want average expense. So average ifs, they want the average range. This is the same as sum range. This one here. What do you want to? So the average expense, all of it, comma. From there, they want the criteria range. So criteria range, where is the criteria range? Criteria range, it is rent. Where do we find rent? Rent is not amongst these ones. Rent is amongst these. So you'll be able to come and pick, because the range, you pick the whole column. So Control Shift down. All right. And then you should be able to come and say, comma. You go back. You go back. You go back. You go back. Ladies and gentlemen, from there, what they want is the criteria itself, which is the rent, like that. And then now you should be able to do what here? To come and say, enter. You're getting this rent. Is there anybody who was able to get this number? Do we have anybody who was able to get this number of 17,790? Do we have anybody who was able to get this number of 17,790? I doubt. Thank you so much. How about this one? They want expenses by division and the category. They want expenses by division and the category. This I can do very well. This I can do very, very well. So they want service and software. Service and software. Service and software, as in, like now this one is service and software. 5875. There will be too many. So it will be some ifs again. Some ifs. So come here, some ifs. You can see already it is spoiled. It's at the middle. So no problem. I'll just enter there to get it like that. Just to get a base to left align. To left align like that. And then I can easily come here and say equals. Some ifs. So some ifs like that, tab. So some range is here, comma, go back home, can say page up. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, here, the first one, the first condition is service division. So the first criteria range, go to the division here, pick everything that you have there. Great. Go back, say comma, and then you go back. You go back like that. So after that, of course, I've been able to pick division. So I know the next one after criteria range is the criteria itself, which is service, comma. Remember, there are two of them. From there, ladies and gentlemen, there is another category. There is another condition. So criteria range 2, category here. Go back here. Category. Where is category? Here. Here. Control shift down, comma. And then you go back. You go back. This one I must repeat, of course. I know the next one is software, close brackets. You enter. You'll be able to get this 5875. All right. So perhaps you could come, ladies and gentlemen, here. Come here to home. Home, make this one here what here? Make it currency, Kenya shillings. If you want now to paste this, you would want this to have the same format, So then you can easily come here under your home. You can see this paint format painter. You click on it. Once you click on it, and then you'll be able to come with it here. Yeah. When you click inside, you can see now the paint brush is here. When you click again, it gives you. Yeah. So you can go back here, even borrow this, same. The format, you can always, ladies and gentlemen, copy format the way you wish, like that. Come here. If you have known how to master, if you have mastered this, you simply come and double click. Gives you this same format. So remember this, you can still use our effects. I call it effects. So do we have any ninja by any chance who has been able to do this, what Mwalimu has done? Do we have any ninja that has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Any ninja that has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Great. Great. Now this class now started becoming very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. I would want to repeat, especially this one here. Please allow Mwalimu to repeat here using the formula, because I would want us to be thorough in formula. And we're using some ifs, using the FX formula. Go to. So come here and say, okay. So sum range, you can come here, pick everything. Control shift down. You come to criteria range 1. Remember the criteria range 1, if I just push this a little bit, no, not there. If I just come here, you'll be able to see your criteria. Yeah. So like this is the first criteria. So the range is the whole division, the range. So range is the whole division, but the criteria itself is service. So then you come here. So they want the range, first of all, criteria range 1. I'm clicking inside here. So then come and pick this division first. Namna hiyo. So criteria 1, you come to criteria 1, ladies and gentlemen, here. Then you go back. Criteria 1 is this service. Then you come to criteria range 2, which is category. So you come to category, please go back to the very beginning. Category, yeah, the very beginning, control shift down like that. And then we have category, criteria 2. So criteria 2, ladies and gentlemen, if I go back, I'll be able to pick my criteria, not range, but criteria. Then I'll be able to come. You can even see it's giving the right answer here, like that. So you can see what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. So have you guys been able to master what Mwalimu has done? Have you guys been able to master what Mwalimu has done? Have you guys been able to master what Mwalimu has done? So I'm so sure as I do this, they may not make lots of sense to you at the moment. But as we progress with these classes, you guys now will become thorough. You'll become good. You'll become good. You'll become good. So otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, then that marks the end of our today's session. Remember, we have spoken about 3 key things. Number 1, I've told you exams will be out by the 3rd of January 2025, and I've taken this opportunity to wish everybody luck. New year, pass in our exams. Number 2, we've discussed the if function, very, very important. Number 2, I have shown you how to do conditional formatting, albeit in a small way. And then I've been able to show you how to use some ifs whenever this examiner wants you to work with the total. Whenever this examiner wants you to work with the total. All right. And then most importantly, I'm a champion of help. Those of you who are still doing CPA 1, CPA 2, CFA, please ensure that you are taking these particular help loans before that amount gets depleted. That amount, remember initially when people were applying, people were getting up to 60,000. Now they have brought it down to about 40,000. I don't know what will be happening in the near future. Of course, now that everybody is running for their loan, they're going to squeeze that resource slowly down and down. So please ensure that you're taking that loan. If you're interested, our number is 0793 555 000, 0793 555 000. Otherwise, from me to you guys, much love, much blessings. 2025 we are passing by. How can I access yesterday's lesson? I'll be able to ensure you get it from LMS, Learning Management System. Good night, everybody. Bye.